All right. So, since you've been a while, allow me to give you a proper introduction a little bit so you can get a good start. What I'm about to introduce are just introduction. And our master are these two who are currently active. Luang Por Dhammachayo, who is the former, also known as the meditation master, as well as Luang Por Datta Chivo, who is teaching meditation, Dhamma. Also practice this alongside with the meditation. And after our meditation, we are going to learn further in depth about his teaching. All right. So what they teach then? The foundation of the meditations are these following: relaxation and mindfulness. These two must always go together. If you are forcing yourself to meditate, what's going to have problem is you won't feel relaxed. And in the end, you cannot do it for so long. But if you have relaxation, mindfulness together, you will be continue unlimited and endless. Just like when you enjoy doing something, you focus and you forget about the time because you are relaxed and you like it. This is the same thing when you apply to meditation. Sometimes when you are not ready to meditate yet, but suddenly you have to do, when you close your eye, you will feel struggle. But if you take some time to settle down, cool off yourself a bit, take a deep breath, settle down, adjust yourself, both body and mind. When you feel more calm, close your eye, you will feel more focused and easier to take a break into meditation. All right. No matter the method we use to meditate, as the master always mentioned, whichever way we practice, the principle is mindfulness and relaxation must go together. All right. As you are continuing, the job for your practice is to maintain the balance between the two, mindfulness and relaxation. If mindfulness is more than a relaxation, you feel struggle, like you want to open your eyes, you want to quit, you want to go do something else. And worse is you getting bored. Am I wasting my time? Something like that coming up. Or if you are relaxing too much, you will lose yourself of focus, like having a lot of thoughts coming in and you just get on with your thought rather than try to steal your mind. And worse is you falling asleep because mindfulness is less and more relaxation. All right. And so the solution as you find these things, an obstacle in your meditation, not just your body and mind as well. So doing so, for example, if you feel tension, you're trying too hard, relax more. But if you're falling asleep, stretch up your body a little bit to gain yourself more awareness. Something like this to start off with, right? And so, as the master taught, keep checking how is your attention. Is it just right? It's not too tight, not too loose. You feel content to be like this, there you go. Maintain that contentment continuously on and on. So when you start it, you start with your content feeling, enjoy, feeling like you are okay with it. Not too tight, not too loose. That's a sign that this is the balance you choose find. All right. And so by this, balance is the key in order to help you maintain your progress. Once your mindfulness is 100%, your relaxation is 100%, only then your meditation progress in the experience will progress. Okay. All right. So as it is, once you find your balance, next is to help you focus. Because if your mind is balanced but you don't focus, sometimes you could get easily distracted. So visualization technique is one way to help. Do something simple, something that is make you thought or create emotion. Right? So visualize something like this: the sun, a full moon, a star, or the crystal ball. Choose one that you like and visualize them at your center of the body or around your abdomen. The most comfortable point is something that you can try to start off with or around your abdomen, which is considered the most balancing point to focus. This is technique that you can choose and choose it when you feel that your mind are not within your body. Like for example, you are sitting here, but you may think of your home, the place where you have been. When you're thinking like that, your mind are not focused inside your body any moment longer. Instead, visualize the object inside. It bring back your mind right away. Or in case if you have thoughts, you use this technique. Mantra, more like repeating words. Our master taught using Samma Arahant, which means absolute purity, or the right way, or the correct way to be away from negativity or what's trouble your mind. However, if you feel you cannot remember the mantra yourself, don't worry. You can choose your own mantra as you like. For example, bright and clear, bright and clear, either way like this. Recite them in your mind, slow at your own pace. No need to rush because we have already have rushing life. So take it easy there. And as you start, continue. How do you know if you do it correctly? Receiving happiness every time we meditate. Even just for the moment, this is confirmation that we're practicing correctly. In this practice hour that you are practicing, at least in that few moments, I would say 1 second, maybe 1 minute, you feel you enjoy it. If you feel that moment a little bit during this time, please take a note. That's a sign this is correct practice. But during that hour, you have a lot of thoughts along the way. You don't feel enjoy at all. Stop. Start it over. Try different approach because you are not enjoying it. So if you find that moment of enjoyment and contentment, that's a sign this is it the right way. If not, otherwise it's kind of like wasting time to continue because you it's in the wrong way. Just like you want to go to Newcastle, but you keep heading south to France, it will be quite different way, you know. So please take a note on that part because as for myself, I have done that. I go to France rather than reaching Scotland and Newcastle. So in the end, 7 years of my practice gone to zero wasting time. All right, so please take a note in there because otherwise it's gonna be wasting time. Just like the Buddha himself, he tried his best to find the middle path or the middle way. And look what he found. 6 years of wasting in order to achieve the middle path or what we are gonna learn today after this. What it's gonna be about? Stay tuned after the meditation. All right, are you ready, everyone? Check yourself 3 things before we start. Number 1, your mobile phone. Make sure it's in silent. Number 2, toilet. Yes, it would be pretty if you have find inner peace when your body say, you gotta go, man, you gotta go, right? And number 3, check if, excuse me, check if your chair, your cushion are comfortable. If not, you need more. There's one on the back you can also request or bring it to adjust further. So that way you can feel more comfortable for your meditation. All right, then if you are set, so let us begin our meditation. All right, let me pull this up. Okay. Let us begin our inner peace moment. So let's start by finding yourself the relaxation and comfortable feeling. Gently close your eyes, feeling as if you are taking a rest. Putting down everything aside for the time being. Enjoying yourself the time to take a break and begin to relax from the top of your head down to forehead. Relax your eyebrows, Loosen eyelids. If you feel that your eyelids are shutting too tight, reopen your eyes and close them down softly this time. Relax all the muscles on your face, making them feeling soft, while at the same time, clear all the thought in your head. Make it feel light. Then continue down to the neck and shoulder, adjusting your back, body, arms, forearms. Continue down to the tips of your fingers, adjusting further from your abdomen to your hip, legs, and knees, all the way down to the tips of your toes. Making sure that yourself, your body is properly adjusted. Finding yourself the comfort feeling would give you the right start for your meditation. When you find the balance of your relaxation over your body, you would feel content. Enjoy to sit right here in this position without further adjustment. Feeling like yourself, your body is light, empty, or transparent. Blend it in with the atmosphere inside this hall. Leave only your awareness at the moment without concern over your body. And when you are done adjusting the body, continue to adjust the mind. Begin by imagine that yourself sitting alone in a place that you like to be by yourself, like somewhere in the forest, near the river, or in a vast open space without anything to disturb or bother you. Somewhere that make you feel calm and peaceful. Then take a deep breath. Slowly breathing out. Allow your mind coming back and resting inside yourself. Allow the mind gently rest at any point inside your body where you feel familiar to start observing the mind. Allow your mind and body to take a break, taking a rest at this moment. No need to rush or forcing yourself to stop thinking or be still, making your mind feeling empty, light, or spacious. Or you could fill your mind with the feeling of joy and contentment to begin your journey toward inner peace. Maintain the mind inside your body while stay relaxed, both body and mind from now on. Keep on observe, lightly feel that the mind is staying inside. Should your mind wandering outside your body, lightly imagine the sun shining inside where you rest the mind. Let the sun be like a place where it can guide the mind to stay within your body. No need to go into detail. If it is the sun and your mind accept as it is, that is enough. Should your mind disturbed by your thought, you may recite the mantra at your own pace in the mind. You can use your own mantra if you like, or you may use the following mantra to free the mind from the thought. And continue your mantra over and over until there are no more thoughts. And the mantra is Samma Arahang Samma Arahang Samma Arahang Samma Arahang is an old language used in the past, long time ago, loosely translated here as the right way to be away from negativity or what trouble the mind. As you recite, your mind becomes still gradually, and soon it will be purified when the mind becomes still. The more you become still, the more joyful and peace you would feel. Let's take our time together in this moment, finding ourselves inner peace until the appropriate time in silence. And may all of us right here at this moment finding inner peace swiftly without delay. Okay. And still as the mind gradually come toward inner peace, joy and peaceful feeling would arise. Feel into the mind. Allow the mind to be open toward love and kindness inside. Expand and sharing this feeling of peacefulness and joy that you discover. Expanding further as far and wide to, toward everyone that you love, starting from yourself. Starting from yourself to your family and friends, wishing everyone to be happy, free from suffering, no more pain, hatred, anger. May there be only love and joy toward one another. Expanding starting from here. Cover the room in this place. Expanding further. Cover the whole town, the state, the country, eventually the whole world, as far as you can, sharing these peaceful feelings. Spread love and kindness with them all, reaching everyone and all the beings to be free from suffering and be happy forevermore. Spending these last few moments, spread love and kindness before the end of the meditation. Take a deep breath. Slowly breathing out and allow the mind to continue resting inside. So tonight you can be with inner peace. Then slowly and gently open your eyes. Sappha Putthanubbhavena, Sappha Dhammanubbhavena, Sappha Sanghanubbhavena, Sattha Soti Bhavantu Te. May you be with inner peace. Welcome back, everyone. All right. Hope it wasn't too long for you. All right. So allow me to check how you progress. If you're feeling at the very least relax, could you raise your hand a little bit? Here. We meditate about 40 minutes. Would it be too long for you? Well, if you relax, that's a good sign. It's a good start. Because when you find relaxed, that's like you open the door. Does anyone experience time fly by fast, feeling your body light? Don't worry about your body at all. Yeah. It is like you walking toward that door inside already. Does anyone experience joy, happiness, or brightness inside? Anyone? If you do, you walk past and you go through it. So that means this is a sign that your practice is giving some result. Because when you are experiencing doing something like this, even though we came from different place, but we have the same result, this means that meditation, when you practice, is universal. Okay, anyone can achieve, not have to be me. And so please take a note that whatever that you may have experienced, whether it's the image in your mind, your feelings or your struggle feeling, when you practice meditation, it's also a taste of patience. Just still, patient, and wait. Sometimes it takes longer to experience relaxation. Sometimes it takes faster to experience contentment and joy. These are the things that vary in each individual. It's kind of like the balance. When you try to put them together, form two blocks, mindfulness and relaxation. Sometimes too much mindfulness, sometimes too much relaxation. So each of our mind individually try to adjust, but you have to wait. But you keep moving, you keep adjusting like that. Sometimes it takes faster, depend. But each of us has to find that technique. When you find the balance, relaxation come. When you maintain it longer, body or feeling your body like our time fly by very fast, you like it, it begin to move forward. Once you stay longer, hold it in this state further, you begin to enjoy it, like it. The brightness and stillness begin to achieve further and further like that. But practice every day, you will find yourself how you can focus the mind. For example, right now, today, you just come and you just wait. But when you practice more, you feel like, this place is good for me. I just like to just stay. And when you stay over there, it's achieved faster. So that means it's telling you now, you know how to focus and rest the mind inside yourself, where you should start at the most comfortable point. Practice more further. You just close. Some people who are practice, they say to me like this, that when they come to meditate, they just close their eye and they just go right away. Like that. That means that they are able to practice of detach what's in their mind and focus into stillness right away without forcing anything. Because when you practice more, you begin to catch know the trick how to steal your mind like that. Speaking like this may be quite difficult or get not understanding. Me too, when I'm learning, I begin to grab this concept last year. But that was my 20 years of practice. Okay. So therefore, take some time. But when you get this, you begin to understand it. Oh, this is what the master taught. And he keeps saying this 40 years. No one get it until one's achieve what he mentioned. Then they will understand. It's like that. So bit by bit. So therefore, that's why sometimes they say that the teachings of the Buddha or the Dhamma is like a riddle. If one don't practice, one would not understand what does it mean. So today we're gonna talk about that a little bit. A little bit of advanced, intermediate session than the beginning. But I hope you enjoy the time. I'll make it simple. First of all, does anyone been here a week before last week on Thursday session? Could you raise your hand? All right, then maybe we got some people to understand a little bit what we talk about. Because on the week before last week, I think our abbot taught about um, the the life story of the Buddha, Siddhartha, when he tried to search for the truth, what made him become a Buddha. He go see a lot of people with different religion in India. Sometimes when we talk about this over here, may not find like quite a like understanding why he has to leave the palace, why he has to leave the family and go looking for that answer. But when you are kind of like this, when you got everything, kind of like you don't need to work anymore, you have a family, you don't need to worry about them anymore. You begin to, is there something else to life more than just what I have? When you are searching, when you have everything, that feeling you begin to like, you looking for more answer for yourself. The people like that were in India at the time. And they were not just like only one religion. There were a lot of teachers. And in the time of the Buddha, there were 6 teachers. And each of them has different concepts. Some said, life, there is no yes, there is no no. It's in the middle. This is life. This is one of the teachers. Some said, life is the end, no more. So you can do all the things that you like. And when you die, you are happy. That's it. There are more like this in concept. And people believe them. Therefore, there are many teachers. So one of the texts in the scripture, the Buddha said, when I left the palace searching for the truth, I want to find my answer. What is the goodness? Some people said, doing this is good. Some said, no, doing this is good. Could not find the answer until he find this. And he earned himself the title Buddha. Well, the answer that he found is, if you do it and you don't trouble yourself and you don't trouble others and you are happy, this is goodness. But if you do yourself, you enjoy, but trouble others, this is not goodness, it's evil, something like that. It comes from the quality of the mind. When you practice meditation more, the mind begins to be subtle. It's understand through the nature of the feeling. The feeling cannot come put into words. When I say, I love you, love can be translated in different things, different ways. That is why the feeling is more direct answer on that. All right. So today we're going to learn on that part. What did the Buddha discover? So let me bring this up real quick. The Four Noble Truth. It is the most popular and common concept that many Westerners came to learn first thing about Buddhism. But is that all? Well, understand it first before we go further. There are many intellectual level of each individual, and the Buddha has put it some text in the text it said 3 kind of lotus. Okay, but when they translate and explaining it, it's more easy to understand with the 4 kind of lotus. Okay, so the first kind of lotus that the Buddha mentioned is that like the lotus set above the water. When I said go to Zen Beauty from here, for example, I know the way to go right away. I don't need a map. I don't need a Google. I just go. The second kind is the lotus between water. Go to lotus. Go to Zen Beauty. Opening the map. Oh, you have to go on this path. Turn right, then turn left, and walk a little bit straight. Cross the street. See, that's where Zen Beauty is. The other kind is the lotus under the water. This need more. No. You're telling you look at the map. No. Have to take them here. I show you the way. Walk with me out. Then you will get there. Oh, okay. This is the kind of people. But the other kind is water. The lotus in the mud. Go to St. Beauty. No, they go to Wicked instead, like that. These are the kind of people with different intellectual. So at the beginning, when the Buddha discovered the Four Noble Truths, he looking for the people who understand first. Don't need to explain, understand, or teaching much. That is why the first 5 disciples, he have to teach them these simple Four Noble Truths are this. I understand right away, like that. But for us, okay, here come today. We're gonna learn what are the Four Noble Truths. Here, little bit by bit, how to achieve it. But it doesn't mean that after you understand this, I become enlightened like the Buddha. It wasn't like that. Let me tell you my experience. Not direct experience, but I learned it from my friend. This is what happened when I was 5 years as a Buddhist monk training. I'm not sure where he's from, but he said he's a professor from some of the country on the Western continent. And he came with the ladies. He came to our temple. And my friend is the one who taking him toward the temple. Whoa, the Buddha, the temple. He said like this every day while he was talking everything. Why do you have to be a Buddhist monk? He asked my friend. Well, we want to find inner peace. No, I am already enlightened. Really? How? I study all the texts of the Buddha. I learn everything what the Buddha taught in the text. I am the professor teaching about Buddhism in my university. I am enlightened. You don't have to study. You don't have to do anything. I am already enlightened. Wow. If everybody read the books and become understanding, they are enlightened, then we don't need Buddhist monk. We don't need the Buddha. That is something that is beyond comprehension because it's my friend was like, he cannot agree anything. Why you have to meditate? No, the Buddha already explained. You read it, you got it right away. You become enlightened. Oh, wow. Then it's like this. Nobody need to practice any of this. That is why sometimes when we talk and learning about this, sometimes we don't understand, even though we thought we understand, but in fact, we may not. One of the case show in Buddhism here, there was this monk practiced meditation and he found that I am enlightened. So when he keep boasting about everyone that he is enlightened, just like this professor that I mentioned, until one day, something upsetting him and he become angry. When he angry, he realized, wait, I'm not enlightened. So he went to ask the Buddha, am I making an offense? Am I do something wrong? Am I an evil monk? He said, no, you have misunderstood about the concept of enlightened. You don't make anything wrong. But now you know that you are not enlightened. Try to correct your way and practice harder. Therefore, understand this. And so practice of learning of the Four Noble Truths make you understand the concept. But to actually achieving it, that's another matter. So let's go with the story today. All right. The Four Noble Truths. Back in the time when Prince Siddhartha, before earning himself the title Buddha, he was sit alone in the tree and he tried to find the answer to life. And he found This is what is called the Four Noble Truths. And it's mentioned and taught in the sutra that our temple always chanting now. It's called Dhammacakkavatthana Sutta. You can search on the Google if you like to learn deeper. What does it say in this sutta? Sutta is mean discourse or what the Buddha taught. And there are, in the scripture, there are 84,000 sutta discourse. There are many kind of sutta. Some for the people, some for the monk, some about the meditation, some about the mind. But all of these are explained in detail. And what's good about that is regarded as the truth, which is never change over time. It is something that quite interesting to take a note. So what are the Four Noble Truths that the Buddha discovered then? Well, there are these following manner that life is suffering or dukkha. Life, if there is suffering, there is the origin of suffering or samudaya. If there is an origin, just like there is the sunrise, there will always be the sunset. There is the cessation of suffering or nirodha. And in order to achieve the cessation of suffering or the end of suffering, there must be the path. And the path leading to the suffering, the end of suffering is called Magga. These are the Four Noble Truths. Discover it, understand it, will make one understand more the nature of life. Okay? And so by this, the Four Noble Truths still have a hay fever. I'm sorry on that. The thing is, I think the medication is over now. It's 12 hours. Need to take more. So I need to go back, take more. All right. And so these Four Noble Truths, it came from this word, Ariya Satya. Ariya is mean noble. The truth is Satya. Satya in here is mean something that's never changed over time. And the Four Noble Truth, whoever achieve it, it change and transform that person's mind, become noble. And they're using this term kind of like living with the status of the people. Just like in the Western, those who born in the noble family, they are noble. But in the India or in the Buddhism, they are not compare people with the birth, right? They compare it with the quality of the person's mind. So whoever achieve this, understand this knowledge of the Four Noble Truths, not only through learning, but through the practicing, they become noble. That is why Buddhist monks, even though in the time of the Buddha, some were a beggar, some were a merchant, some were a royal family, but then they will become a Buddhist monk, they become noble when they achieve the Four Noble Truths like that. Okay? And the Four Noble Truths, just like I mentioned, the truth that is make a person become noble because it is something that change and transform one's life, just like a candlelight that shine in the darkness, change the quality of the mind of person who is the fool turn that person become wise, like a gold that's never change its value over time, like that. It is the Four Noble Truths if once is achieved. All right. So how to realize the Four Noble Truths that the Buddha discovered? It is said in the practice. this is the reference that I learned from one of the texts that our master Luang Por Datta Jiwo recommend every month to read. It become also one of the guidelines to help people teachings. It said in here in that said that it must realize 3 times. Let's take a look at first realization, understanding of it first. If you look at the table here, on the first realization for one to acknowledge the Four Noble Truths, one must understand that there is suffering in life. If you are living your life like you are now, I came across one of the men who is he is an executive manager in a company is called Nestle. He meditated with me as a group, being all the executive to come meditate with me at that time. And after the meditations, what happened was he found relaxation and he liked it. So before we part, I asked him, he came to talk to me, said, well, how was your meditation? It's good. I like it. Will you continue practice then when you go home? Maybe not. Why? I'm already happy. Don't need to. And when someone who is next to me said, well, you can always try to be happier more. Why? So, well, I'll think about it. Then he left. So what does this mean that I brought this up? Well, his life is happy. He's not suffer. How would he achieve some noble truth? The Buddha realized that life is suffering when it's making him leave the palace. If you recall his story, he found the four signs. Oh, thank you. The four signs that make him changing, transform himself from the prince to become a hermit or ascetic or monk, even how you're going to translate into that name. He found that word. First, there are dead people. Oh, no, not the dead. There are old people. Wait, I'm getting old? At the time, he was 29 years old. I am getting old? He didn't know that. Two, the second time he found, I can be sick too. All the people around him, they are healthy. But when he went into town, he saw people sickening, they pain. It hurt him. I am the king, but I cannot help people. This is not right. There must be some way for me to help. And this is what makes change his mind. And the third one, dead people. I have to die too? Life is suffering. Why is no one telling me? Realizing this is the first one. There is suffering. But all of us, this is what my master taught me. He asked me and other monk, when you went to funeral, what do you think about? Oh, just waiting until the chanting is over and I left home. I left the funeral. So, no. What are you reflecting on when you see the death? Oh, well, I will be like that someday. And how do you feel it? You feel remorse, you feel sad, you feel hurt, or you want to get away? No. Like suffering, not achieving. Then you are wasting your time. Go to the funeral. If you're reflecting on it, you will not be just like this. You must hurry. Try to find your way, end up the escape this suffering. But how to do that? You have to know first what is the source of suffering. So the second realization, the Buddha discovered that craving or tanha is the cause of suffering. When you desire more and more, it becomes to make you suffer because if you don't get it, you are struggle. You want some money to pay for the bill, to pay for the car, pay for the clothes, everything. You are struggle in order to make the money. That is the cause of suffering. But if you don't have any of those, you could find a way. If you find a cause, there is a way then. If you don't want anything anymore, then you don't have to worry. The cause of suffering begin to gone, just like there is a cessation of suffering. And the Buddha also founding further, there is the path leading to the end of suffering. Oh, how? Then he explained there is the eightfold path that you practice and furthermore. Realizing this will make you motivated. I cannot just sit still. I have to find my way now. This is the first realization. I understand what I'm trying now. But for the second one, it's more difficult than the first because the first one we get to know now, we got a sparking. But to acknowledge, accept into our mind. Just like when someone said, you are ill. No way, I'm still healthy. When you go take, how's it called, health check with the blood, everything. Oh, this is the result. High cholesterol, LDL, thing like that. This is secularization. Oh, this is the proof now. I have to do something about it. There go. Acknowledge the suffering. And when you're fitted, I must eating healthy, something like that. Craving must be removed. You begin to motivate. And third, and a cessation of suffering must be made. and start to do that. This is the second realization. But for the third one, acknowledge is not enough. You must actually put into practice until it is giving you result. And that is the third realization. But the thing is, most people, when they are learn about Four Noble Truth, there is suffering, the end, the origin of suffering, cessation of suffering, the end of suffering. That's it. That's it, and that's it. That's why they never realize the Four Noble Truth, because when one actually doing it, the third one is, even though one practice, how can you sure that you're gonna reach the end of your destination? Become a Buddhist monk is just only the third realization that try to walking on that path, but it never guarantee that you are gonna reaching. Just like when you are single, no more family life, let's become a Buddhist monk. So that means I try to have practice less desire, living a simple life, walking a path on the third realization. But it doesn't mean that I'm gonna achieve it yet. But at least I'm making myself a step toward the end of suffering. And that is what is meant by this. So therefore, keep practicing. So how do you know that you are practicing and you are achieving it? Some people read in the text and they say that when you listen to the Buddha story, and this is probably why the professor that I mentioned earlier realized that he became enlightened. Because in the story, many people come to listen to the Buddha's teaching. And after the end of the discourse or sutta, they become enlightened. So, I read the whole thing, I've become enlightened, just like that. But please take a note in there. Those people who have a chance to meet the Buddha, if I compare with us, it's just like winning a lottery, like that. Why? Before you're gonna meet a person that is kind of right for you, that make you happy and you get along of getting married, how long would it take for you to meet the right person in our life? Sometimes fast, sometimes longer, like that. Because the faith in Buddhism is not like the faith at this time in other religion. Kind of, I said that you this time to be this is faith in Buddhism. Like if you have done something together, that action will bring you together eventually. This is the faith in Buddhism. So therefore, to meet the Buddha, you have to at least do something with him in the past. And when the Buddha talk about a life story, most of them had met him in the past and allow them to come meet him. And so talking about this, it involves with rebirth or reincarnation, depending on how you got to put the name on it. But the thing is that every lifetime, we have to accrue these Four Noble Truths, bit by bit, bit by bit, bit by bit, until the water is full. That is when we met the Buddha and someone who taught us. And we practice and actually achieving it. That is how we become enlightened. So those who are listening to the Buddha's teaching, they have met him before and met him many times. And he taught you the same thing over and over and over. They realize so many times until they're perfect. And that is why in the story, one time the Buddha taught, they enlightened right away because it's already full. That's why the Buddha said there are four kinds of people. The lotus above the water, between water, under the water, in the mud. Compared to the story I mentioned, go to Semburi, walking there without map. Need a map, need someone to show the way. And the other one is walk the other way, right away, completely. This is the thing that we are talking about. But well, speaking like this, I think it's the end of our time for today, but maybe some another time. But thinking about it is, speaking, understanding this is like that. When you are ill, if you are ill, you need a pill. Like when you have cold or you have allergy, you need a pill to help you cure the allergy. And then you taking it, and then you eat it. This is like the first and the second and the third realization. First one, you know that the pill helping you, clearing your illness. Then you begin to take it. You begin to separate from it which medicine. Then you're taking it. That is like that. That 1 and third realization of the noble truth is like that. But most people only on the surface know the medicine, but don't actually separate what kind of medicine and taking that. Like that. Understood? So therefore, suffering, it is to understand that just like a person and a doctor, when we talk about right now, talk about suffering, I'm just only a person who learned that illness like this need to take care of the body like this. But the doctor know the symptom, know the virus and everything. This is the difference, understanding about the suffering with the not common people and the Buddha, kind of like that. Yeah. So, well, we can continue some other times because I think you got the understanding of what I'm talking about, the Four Noble Truth, right? And so now, does it far from reach to become enlightened? No, it will be far if you don't start. If you start it now, you are having one step further, closer to reaching it. But if you don't start at all, it will never reach at all. Just like those who are under the water and those who are in the mud, who don't interest or practice at all, like that. In the end, they are submit to the suffering, and thus their life continue on the surface of suffering all the time, never end like that. And so this is just only 1/3 of the introduction I prepared for you, but maybe some other time we can continue further in depth. All right. Hopefully you enjoyed the time session today, and I'll I'd like to putting some announcement before the end. I don't think I bring let me see if I have it right here. All right. For those of you who are here and closing on our on Saturday, April 13, we have a festival at our temple they call Songkran Festival, which is considered as the New Year in Thailand. So the festival starting from 9 to 3 p.m. From 9 to 11, excuse me, it is the meditation session. If you like to come, but if you're not an early person, you can come join us from 11 to 3 which is lunchtime and festival event, which included Buddhist ceremony and a meditation that's in the morning that I mentioned. And in the afternoon, we have bathing the Buddha, pouring the water on the elderly's hand, which is kind of like learning wisdom from each other, from the elder. And building a sand pagoda, okay, and Thai food festival and the lucky draw. Anyone can come and join and be part of the festival on this April 13. Please take a note, it's on Saturday, April 13. Some people mistaken like, oh, it's this Saturday. If you come, you are welcome, but you're not going to find the festival, okay? So just make sure that you come on the right time, right date, okay? All right, everyone. Thank you very much for the time coming over here. Hope to see you again next time. And Miss Wendy. Oh, by the way, for those who like to learn further in this, I will continue a week after next week because next week is our airport turn. You can learn something from him too. It's a very enjoyable time too. All right. May everyone be happy and joy. Whenever you have chance to practice meditation, may you attain inner peace quickly and swiftly without delay.